Okay, good morning, everybody. For I think issues, it just adds to the excitement. You'll have to kind of keep up with me. Welcome to Learning Technologies, and welcome to this Learn Direct seminar. My name's Alan Howard. I'm the head of business solutions at Learn Direct, and I hope you find the next 30 minutes interesting and thought-provoking. If you'd like to find out more from my colleagues, we're on stand number 33, which is just across the corridor here, and you can find out a little bit more about what we do. In terms of who we are and what we do, you'll see a few statistics flying above our heads up here, and a couple that I think just would be really useful to pull out for you in terms of our delivery. So we have over 75,000 organizations. Very difficult. Can you hear me okay? Yep. Supported over 75,000 organizations to upskill their staff. We've also supported over 4 million individuals to boost their own skills and development. And I think one of the impressive statistics up there, which shows you our scale, is that more than 10,000 people log on and learn with us every single day, which is quite phenomenal in terms of the numbers of learners that we work with. What we're looking at today, thank you, it's okay, is taking a look at our support model for remote delivery. Now, some of you may be aware of Learn Direct. From over 12 years ago, our model was based on a technology-driven alternative to traditional classroom-based delivery, where we had tutors and e-learning and a network of learning centres, and we successfully still have those as part of our delivery model today. But a few years ago, we recognised an emerging demand for slightly different model where learners wanted to have even more flexibility, where they can learn from home and learn from work and be completely supported remotely. It was then that we set up our service centre, which is based in Leicester, where we have some tutors who support learners all over the UK. And it's that we'd like to take a snapshot today and explain to you what that service looks like. What are all the wraparound components that make that a successful delivery model? So we're going to have a look through. I'm not going to bore you with lots of PowerPoint presentations and statistics. I'm going to need to move that. Is that? Oh, that's better. If I could sing, I would do a song at this point, but I can't. So we'll move on to the presentation. So I'm not going to go through PowerPoints, but I am going to take you through a learner journey. And I want to take that perspective from a learner, because I think that's how you're going to really understand all the ingredients that we mix into remote delivery model. So if you're sitting comfortably after you've listened to all my interruptions, I'll take you on that journey now. And I'd like to introduce you to Lisa. This is Lisa over here. Lisa is an apprentice. She's working through a Learn Direct apprenticeship program, and she's undertaking her functional skills in English and maths through a completely remote supported model. And these are a couple of characters I'd also like to introduce to you. We have Mina, who's in pink here. She's a Learn Direct tutor, along with Laura as well, and Ahmed at the end, who's her Learn Direct assessor. So as we go through the journey, we're going to hear from Lisa, see how she's feeling, how she's been supported by our service centre, and really understand how she's developing her skills through this particular learner journey. So let's hear from Lisa and see what she's got to say as we find out a little bit more about her background.
I've been working for 3 years now, and I love it. When I first started, I was really quiet. I'd come in, I'd do my shift, and then I'd go home. I never really thought I was that shy. I'm certainly not when I'm on a five-a-side pitch, but I realised that when it came to talking to colleagues and customers, I wasn't really that confident.
Thank you, Lisa. So we know there, you can hear in her voice that she's a little bit nervous about taking the next steps on functional skills. And at Learn Direct, It's something that we put a lot of emphasis on before learners even start to begin their learner journey, so that they are prepared for what to expect across that journey, what their commitment will be like, how they can learn, how they can get engaged in the program. We put a lot of emphasis on the engagement activity so that they can be fully aware before they progress any further. And that might be through apps, through the mobile phones, or through literature or information that's available in apprenticeships. It could be with the employer, setting the scene for the rest of the learner journey. And we know that sign-up is particularly important. Again, the learners are not having to give loads of information time and time again and making that as straightforward as possible. Let's see how Lisa felt about her sign-up process.
There was an email inviting me to sign up. It was really easy to do.
So in terms of the processes, we know that most learners are using their mobile phones on a daily basis and their tablets, etc. And sending email notifications to those devices is really important as one mechanism to ensure there's initial commitment and sign up to a program of learning. If we could progress a little bit along Lisa's journey, she was already motivated, happy to start the sign-up process, and so much so that once we gave her a username and password to log into the LearnDirect LMS system, she was happy enough to start that process, doing her initial assessments and diagnostics in the comfort of her own home. You can see it's night time, I think, by the looks of it.
I started the course with a kind of test. I did okay on most things, but it said I needed a bit more help with my maths and English.
And in terms of working through that diagnostic process, this is something that Lisa would do to ensure that only the learning that she really needed to do was picked up at this stage, so that she was presented with a tailored, individual and bespoke learning program that she could just focus on her areas of skills development. So she worked through these diagnostic processes to give her that particular program that she was going to continue with. Up until this point in the journey, Lisa has not interacted with our service centre directly. So we know it's really important that our tutors have a really good relationship with learners. So although Lisa started this journey in the comfort of her own home, she was never actually on her own. She always had the support of Mina, her tutor, in the service centre. Lisa described that relationship as somebody that she could talk to, she felt comfortable, she was friendly, and she understood her goals and her ambitions. I'd like to introduce you to Mina. This is actually the real Mina, who works in our service centre, and she can explain a little bit about her role supporting learners on our functional skills programmes.
Yeah, my name's Mina and I'm one of the learning support practitioners for LearnDirect. A typical day would involve working with a caseload of learners where I'd support them in their English and maths courses. The role is exciting because it varies quite a lot. There's many different tasks involved, but it can also be quite hectic. Generally, the way we support learners can be through the messaging system. A lot of the time we speak to them via phone. And learners who tend to have more learning needs, we tend to support them through virtual classroom. What I do is send that an email to them, inviting them to the classroom, where we can then use an interactive whiteboard so I can show them visually how to do learning, as well as allow them to then show me their working out. As tutors, we have various resources for learners who are struggling. These range from emails, via phone, and also the WebEx.
Thank you, Mina. And for Lisa, she did have an initial consultation call with Mina, so we can just eavesdrop on that conversation.
Hi, is that Lisa?
Hi, yes.
Hi Lisa, it's Mina calling from LearnDirect. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. Are you free for a quick chat?
Okay, yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, well, I'm just really ringing today to introduce myself. I'll be supporting you throughout your learning, and today just wanted to find out a little bit more about how I can support you with your functional skills as part of your apprenticeship.
I did a quiz online and now I've got some modules or something that I think I've got to do, but I don't know where to start really.
Okay, not a problem. You've actually been enrolled onto the maths programme, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you're currently enrolled onto the whole numbers, fractions, decimals, percentages and common measures course.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
and we'll just leave Lisa and Mina there to talk a little bit more. What's happening in that consultation call is the tutor, Mina, is explaining the rest of her course. She's making sure that Mina is fully aware of her commitment as an individual learner in terms of her end dates and the things that are required from a funding perspective, but also working through with her in terms of understanding her shift patterns in a working environment, making sure that she knows when she can contact her and how she can contact her, making sure that they both feel comfortable being able to work together. So this is all the type of information that happens at this really critical point at the beginning of the learner journey in terms of the tutor and learner relationship. So we'll leave them to continue their conversation, and we'll progress into the rest of the learner journey. So in terms of the core learning, underpinning all of the deliveries are e-learning modules, which each of the individual learners will work through their specific tailored program of learning. Let's see how Lisa felt about that learning experience.
I was a bit scared of percentages, but the module was really good, and Mina told me about some of the other courses that could help me out.
And in terms of that actual program, we know that it's really important along the lines that learners can also keep motivated through the journey, because e-learning is one aspect. We know that they need the support of a tutor to wrap around that, but they also might need motivation along that journey. And depending on the age range and the focus of the particular curriculum offer, we can develop apps which can be dropped into the learner journey and pushed out either as part of engagement or as part of the delivery method. Here's an example of a monster game. So you could even win prizes in there, but unfortunately they are only virtual prizes. But apps like that can really support learners engaging in the program at the beginning and also keeping the persistence through the program if it's required and deployed by our tutors. In terms of working through, another support methodology that we wrap around the delivery are communities or forums. And I'd like to just ask Lisa again how she felt about that particular support model.
I wasn't the only person struggling with fractions. I asked on the forum, and we helped each other out a bit. Laura spotted us talking about it and said we should all have an online session to work it out.
So when learners are working through the forums, we have moderators working through to pick up on any of the comments and make sure that additional support is provided. I'd like to introduce you to Laura, who's another tutor at the Service Centre, and she can explain a little bit about her role and also the use of virtual classrooms.
Okay, my name is Laura Wilding and I'm the Customer Services Lead here at LearnDirect. The LearnDirect community is one of our methods of supporting learners. Ultimately, it gives them the opportunity to communicate with us via a different means. So if they can't communicate or would rather not communicate over the phone for one reason or another, they can always post a message on the forum. And it also means that they can talk to one another, so it promotes the kind of social side of learning, if you like. It gives people an opportunity to share their achievements, to congratulate one another, and to share their frustrations as well, and sometimes just get things off their chest. There are several occasions on which forum discussions and online discussions have actually led to online support sessions as well. So for example, if in any given day or any given week you saw 5 or 6 people all saying the same thing, so I'm really struggling with converting fractions to decimals, for example, we would then be able to go in and say, okay, this is something that we've noticed is clearly a problem for a few people. Are you all free at Friday at 3 o'clock, for example, because we can then set up a session for you.
And that's exactly what Lisa took part in for her learner journey, in terms of working through some of the more challenging aspects of the curriculum. So the kind of whiteboard, interactive whiteboard and virtual classroom sessions that Laura described are shown here in terms of a two-way application where learners can input into the screen either through text or through freehand, and the tutor can respond, and that can be one-to-one or a group. We find that's a really important aspect of the support model, that learners are able to have something like this that can be scheduled in advance or can be just pulled together as a result of a progress review, of a discussion with their tutor, and being able to explain something in a different way instantly. So we'll progress a little bit further into Lisa's learner journey. Can I just check people can hear me okay? It's hard to tell. Thank you. So it looks like Lisa has got some new mail. Let's hear how she's getting on.
As soon as I finished a section, I got a message from Mina telling me about the next one. I really liked all the group activities. I was just chatting with the others, and it didn't really feel like a test.
And what Lisa is referring to there is a group discussion as part of the functional skills delivery is speaking, listening and communication assessment, which we're able to use that same webinar technology just described as the virtual classrooms to be able to undertake group discussions in an internal assessment, which Lisa did as part of her speaking and listening communication and English in functional skills at level 2. So we're progressing well, we're working through. We're going to leave for a second Lisa working through her courses. You can see there that it's really important that data is free-flowing between LearnDirect and the organisation which Lisa is working for, so that we're supplying all the relevant information as part of a managed service back to that organisation for any funding claims or any of their own management information. And the footage that you're seeing now is the service centre that's based in Leicester. You can see our tutors working there. This is also where we undertake any of the technology, where we support learners directly over the phone and through web. We also have our quality teams here working through all of the quality aspects that would lead to ensuring that our Ofsted inspection remains at least a grade 2, which we've just been inspected and achieved that grade 2. And all this takes place within these premises, within our service centre. So hopefully we can't bring that here today, but hopefully you can get a sense of that environment. So we'll progress a little bit further on Lisa's learner journey. It's looking quite positive. She's at the test centre, which is the final aspect of her learner journey in terms of achievement in functional skills. Let's just hear how she's feeling. If you remember at the beginning of the journey, she wasn't really that confident. So I'm hoping by now, with the support mechanisms we've put in place, that Lisa is feeling comfortable with the impending test.
I knew I had to do some tests to get my functional skills certificates. I had lots of practice though, not just stuff to do with work. I wasn't nervous at all when Mina talked about booking me in for the real test. I actually felt really confident.
And confident is exactly how we wanted Lisa to feel at this stage of her learner journey. The test component is not something that's just added in at the end. It's something that's built in through our tutor mechanisms all the way through, and that there's practice built into the programs themselves of formative and summative assessments leading up to that final test, which Lisa is just about to take. So we know she's prepared, she knows she's got the background, she's worked with some of the other learners in the forum for their experiences of taking a test, and being able to really understand and feel what it's going to be like. She's ultimately prepared, so fingers crossed. It's looking promising. She's waving a certificate.
I couldn't believe it when Mina told me I'd passed. I've now completed my apprenticeship, and my mum's so proud. And Ahmed's put me forward for a learning award. I really like helping the new starters, so I've started to think about becoming a trainer. Then I want to apply to become a shift manager. My communication skills are really good now. I've even started doing some football coaching, and I'm also thinking about setting up a five-a-side team.
That's fantastic news for Lisa. And she did indeed set up that football team and became a coach. And we know at LearnDirect that it's not just within the workplace that these skills can develop. They can act as a catalyst to people's personal lives and their future development. And in Lisa's case, she did have that progression to be able to progress up through the apprenticeship schemes and up into a shift manager role within her workplace. And we know that it's the right mix of all those ingredients in terms of the support. And as I said at the beginning of the presentation, this is a completely remote support delivery model. And it's the mixture of all those ingredients along this way that's enabled Lisa to gain the success and gain those qualifications at this point. Now, we don't have a time machine with us today, and we can't exactly see what happened to Lisa in the future, but we'd like to take a little bit of a guess and just peek into the future and see how things are working for her in 5 years' time. Let's have a look. So she's on a hoverboard to start with, so that's what we've got to come, I think, and even her office environment is hovering as well. But if you're feeling a little bit seasick, sorry about that, but let's hear what Lisa is feeling like in 5 years' time.
I really enjoyed doing my apprenticeship, and now I'm helping new members with their maths and English skills. We're all connected all the time now. We can check out everything on our phones. It's even easier to keep on top of things that way. I'm still in touch with Mina as well, and she lets me know about all the latest updates. It's a good job, really, as the new members are quick learners. They've always got loads of questions. I'm just so pleased, though, and also a bit proud of myself. I'm in a position now to help them all out.
And that's where we see our future heading as well, making sure that we're keeping ahead of technology and making sure we can really make that work as part of the component for remote delivery. That does bring Lisa's personal journey to a bit of a close. In terms of LearnDirect's investment in our service centre, we've got some exciting plans ahead to widen the functional skills offer from English and Maths to ICT functional skills, which is coming in a couple of months' time. And we want to work through if there's other curriculum areas and higher level qualifications that we can use this model for. We'd like to just kind of make sure that you are aware where we're at the moment in terms of our development of this model and how successful it's been for us to date. In terms of our learners, I think they best represent what LearnDirect means to them and what this kind of remote delivery model can give them. So I'd like to leave the last few words to the voices of our learners. If I could just also mention again that we are on stand 33. You'll probably see me by my tie. I don't think there's no getting away from that. So if you do have any questions, because we might be a little bit short for time, I'm happy to answer any after the video. Or if you'd like to pop over to the stand, please come and see me and my colleagues, and we'll be more than happy to explain more about this support model. But here's the video, and thank you for your patience and for putting up with the sound issues. Thank you.
I lost my job and I was at a loose end and I was wondering what to do. And
I wanted to do a nurse training course and I needed my English and Maths, so I looked at LearnDirect.
I was a little bit frightened to go to LearnDirect because obviously I thought it would be like the same sort of setup as school was.
It was a big challenge for me personally to go to try and do those qualifications.
The study by the training provider LearnDirect found huge numbers even underestimate the importance of good communication skills.
But how are they affecting people's lives directly? Let's talk to our business correspondent Susanna Streeter, who's at a LearnDirect centre in Eccles. Over to you.
And they really, really supported me, even though when I would feel that I could not do something, they'd say, no, you can do this.
I did it and I needed support and that's what I got.
My confidence started to grow. I couldn't believe the things I could do.
Well, with the project, what we're aiming to be doing is to get as much information as possible out to a wide range of audience.
Anyway, he told me just to bring along a CV to the interview. Right, a CV.
To the interview.
I checked out what a CV was. He wants to know my whole life.
what really gave me a boost was being given a chance to run an aspiration course.
I have got a place for my PGC at university.
I gained the qualification and I'm very proud.
I've achieved level 2 in English and Maths. It's given me more confidence to go out and learn.
Learn more skills than what I did at school.
To know I can find my way around a computer, I feel worth something.
With my daughter, I would not help her with her maths. So now, I actually sit with her at home and I teach her maths myself.
But my goal was always to succeed.
There is something you can achieve, and we all can achieve it, no matter who you are.
I'm so grateful to everybody in the Learn Direct, not just the lecturers.
Learn Direct have turned my life around, and I think they're just one fantastic organisation.
Thank you, everybody. That's the end of this particular seminar. I hope you enjoy the rest of Learning Technologies. Does anybody have any quick questions before you all depart? No? Okay. Please feel free to come and talk to me and my colleagues on stand 33. Thank you very much.